What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for tuning in. Sunday morning, 7:21 on August 16th. Heading to the shop. I got to pick up a few things for my trip, my collaboration trip with ACiQ. Me, Mikey Pipes, and an HVAC contractor located in Palm Springs, California. Later tomorrow, we're going to be testing the extreme limits of the ACiQ Extreme heat pump system. You see, there's a well-known fact documented that the maximum outdoor operating temperature is 122 degrees. But here's the thing. In the Coachella Valley, it gets to be about 126, 129 degrees in the month of August. What do you think? You think it's going to work? Let me know in the comment section down below. Gotta love how Amazon leaves things. Why would they leave a box? Oh, no one turned the alarm on? The cleaning service that comes in on Saturday. Well, it looks like this is for James. Put that in the shop. Give that to him. All right, folks. It looks kind of cleaned up here, right? We don't really have any equipment other than the unitary ducted systems up here, right? We got a 36, which is a 3-ton, a 4-ton, 2.5. I have an order coming in with a 24. Yeah, two 24s coming in. And a 36 special. You're going to want to stick around next week for that. Let's get some coffee going. Let me get the mail from the mailbox, and I got something I want to talk about. First things first. Got to give James a lot of recognition and respect. A lot of it. James got 3 new signups for last week, bringing the total to 409 active maintenance agreements, which is 20.45% to our goal of 2,000. 409 maintenance agreements, active maintenance agreements. And I'm looking at my board right now in Housecall Pro. It's pretty cool. Housecall Pro is the CRM, or the customer relations management software that we use. It allows us to schedule, dispatch, invoice, receive payment, track travel time, job time on site, payroll. We use it, and I think it's vital to our company for service agreement or maintenance agreement management. I have a cool dashboard that breaks it down into sections. So in the top left-hand corner, I got this thing called Plan Summary. It has the total plans, revenue all time, and then how many are draft status, like it hasn't been sent out yet, how many were sent out, how many are pending renewal, how many are active, renewed, expiring soon, or expired, right? All of our maintenance agreements are automatically renewing with a 12-month minimum, and it's recurring on a monthly charge. So it gives us the recurring revenue for the month projected for the month of August and the month of September. For me, it doesn't change, because as we add or delete more, that's what the monthly revenue would be. But it gives you so far, month to date, and then due for billing. So out of the 409 active maintenance agreements that we have right now, 2 are past due. One from last month, right, which has not been charged for either July 16th, and now today's the 16th of August. So she's due past month, so we may have to delete her. And then another one, which yesterday the card was declined, and right around now, 7:30 in the morning, is when Housecall Pro automatically charges the client for that plan. Now, also, I can create multiple plans. So, for example, HVAC for rooftops, HVAC for just regular commercial, HVAC residential, tankless combis, tankless plumbing, dryer vent cleaning. If I'm doing a tankless combi, for example, and we offer a 10-year parts and labor through AIG or through what's the other one? JB Warranties. I've created a service plan that says, hey, this customer has this extended warranty, parts and labor, 10 years, blah, 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 blah. I really, really do love it. And since really actively growing our maintenance agreements with our clients that's designed to save them time and money, it's really been a very, very good tool in the toolbox. Now, I'm not exempt, folks. Look at this. I am not exempt. I'm keeping it real. So this is a speeding ticket camera in New York City, borough of Queens, eastbound on Hillside Avenue at 251st Street. A lot of you know where that is exactly. I know exactly what I was doing on August 6th. I was on my way to an estimate. And let's go to August 6th, which is a Thursday. And there it is. I was going to, wow, yeah. So I was going to an estimate that morning on 256th Street in Glen Oaks. We got the estimate. We're putting in a single unit outside with 2 indoor units. I think it's a 12 and a 9. Let me see, is that what I gave her? Yeah, 12 and a 9 with the 24,000 BTU outdoor unit. Actually, it's 25,000 BTU unit, and it handles 3 indoor units. But we got the white, nice 77 brown line set covers, the line hides with the fittings to go with that. The only thing I couldn't get is a T. They don't have a brown T in 77. They have it in the larger size, but not in the 77. So I wasn't going to build that and make that look ugly. This morning, I'm walking the dogs. On the way back from walking the dogs, I get the paper off my driveway, and I'm looking at this disaster that's going on in our country. I'm literally looking at this woman, this socialist New York lawmaker. Look at this. Socialist New York lawmaker Emily Gallagher says shoplifting for biological need is okay. I kid you not. See her? Look at her. Look at this pig. I think she's a white version of Letitia James. Look at her. So, a Brooklyn socialist lawmaker declared this week that shoplifters have the right to swipe items like soap and toothpaste from local stores without getting busted because of their biological need for the products. Right? Emily Gallagher strongly suggested shoplifting should be legalized while joined at a news conference outside of Manhattan Criminal Court on Thursday by her other extremist lefties, and criminal justice advocates with Court Watch NYC. And so they monitored 300. Okay, interesting. This is an interesting fact. The group claimed it monitored 360 arraignments over 4 days and found more than half were for misdemeanor offenses. If you commit a crime that's a low-level crime, like a misdemeanor, not a felony, right? You get arrested. You get arrested just like any other crime, right? So, out of 360, more than half were for misdemeanors, which means larceny and all those other crazy things. Disorderly conduct, right? Petty larceny, criminal mischief, things like that, right? You can also get a misdemeanor for like fighting, threats, property damage, trespassing, interfering with police, etc. But more seriously, this is where, they don't like to break things down, but you have Class A misdemeanors, which is like assault in the 3rd degree. Like more serious things where it's like, would it be like an F felony? You know what I mean? But I don't get it. So I'm reading this article. I just couldn't read it anymore, right? So they're saying, this woman is saying that, quote, most of what we saw were crimes of poverty people who are stealing things like toothpaste, people who are stealing things like, soap. And that means if you're stealing these things, you need them, said Gallagher, who reps Greenpoint and other sections of woke northern Brooklyn. All right? She goes on to say, we are all choosing to protect billion-dollar companies like CVS and Walgreens. Really? Okay. CVS and Walgreens. Everywhere I look, there seems to be another one closing up because of theft, and they're closing down their businesses because of the branches because it's just not profitable, right? Why would you keep putting your hand in the fire and you keep getting burnt every single time, right? We are choosing to protect billion-dollar companies like CVS and Walgreens over the people who are struggling to get by. So if I say that a true crime, so I would say that the true crime is that there is such incredible wealth disparity in this city that there are people who could be thrown in jail simply for having a biological need. Wow. Crazy. So basically, if she had it her way, Anyway, I got that ticket. Next week we will be installing the 2-ton ACiQ Extreme system. We're going to be putting in that's a unitary ducted system. We're going to be putting in a 2-zone ductless mini split system as a new install. And I'll be helping. Well, it's 125 degrees out. You think I'm going to be helping installing this thing? Yes, I'm going to be helping installing this thing. My only question is, should I bring pants or shorts? Right, maybe several pairs of shorts because in the 125 degree. Good morning. In that 125 degree heat, I'm sure I'm going to be shitting myself many times when I get out of the car. I'm like, anyway, I wanted to create a video this morning because I need to pick up a few things from the shop, and I wanted to reach out and tell you what I'm doing tomorrow because I will likely not be posting an uncensored video tomorrow morning, but I'll try. Maybe it'll be posted closer to 11 Eastern time because it'll be 8 California time. Spending a total of 8.5 hours traveling, leaving around 4 o'clock this afternoon, heading to Salt Lake City on Delta. Then an hour and 45-minute flight to Palm Springs, California. And then roughly about a 15-minute drive to the hotel. If anyone is in Palm Springs, California, reach out to me, Mike at MikeyPipes.com. Maybe we'll meet up, Monday afternoon, early evening for some drinks at the hotel. And we'll have some fun. All right, maybe hit some balls. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, be well, God bless, stay safe, and stick around. I think when I get back, that's going to say 412. You hear me, Daniel? Catch you in the next one. And how could I forget? I need to give a huge shout out to the first weekly winner of an ACiQ ductless mini split system. Last week's winner went to Matthew Westhoff. He's in St. Paul, MO. Is that Missouri? Yeah, St. Paul, Missouri. Matthew Westhoff, thank you so much. You correctly guessed 4 trips, and you were the first one to guess. 4 trips to the truck. We were at the building with the sea of condensers, and we had to replace a despicable triangle tube Prestige tanked combi. That thing weighed a ton. But Matthew guessed correctly. We made 4 trips to the truck during the installation of that system, taking out that Prestige triangle tube tanked combi and putting in the U.S. boiler Burnham Alta tankless combi. Beautiful system. We had to only go back twice for an issue. I should have wired the external recirculating domestic hot water circulator to the boiler, which Daniel did. and took care of the problem. The other time it started working again. So, but a huge shout out to Matthew. I got his address. He's gonna get a 9 or 12,000 BTU single zone ACiQ Essentials ductless mini split system. It's not a collaboration between me and ACiQ. I'm taking my own money, and once a week we're gonna be doing a giveaway of a free ACiQ ductless mini split system, the Essentials. It's a phenomenal product. It's a great entry-level system for budget-conscious installation areas. And thank you, ACiQ, for giving me these systems at a great price. I'm still buying them, but huge shout out to Matthew. Thank you again. Make sure you stick around to the Mikey Pipes Pipe Doctor YouTube channel, at Pipe Doctor, not the uncensored channel. And you don't want to miss when I'll be doing a giveaway, but it's once a week until further notice. One ACiQ single zone essential system until further notice. I'm giving away with my own money. That's putting my money where my mouth is. And it's a big mouth because